Hi my lovelies, welcome to my channel. Finally a new video. Yeah, I got an idea to talk about more broadly about people who are like choosing or they are forced to basically live not under the roof as we usually do as humans, but under the other kind of roof, which is like car, van, or other vehicles. They are like on 4 wheels or more wheels.
I slept in a hotel parking lot because I'm moving cities. After 2 months of living in my car, traveling isn't really fun anymore.
But basically they are not living in the house. I would not say they are homeless. Some of them claim that they are homeless. They allegedly, they say they are homeless, but basically they have a house because the van is basically a house.
Here's 5 things you need to live in your car. Number 1, and most importantly, you need a strong mindset. You cannot come into this thinking it's going to be the easiest thing on earth and you're going to immediately save money or be safe. There are days that's going to be harder than others. It's not going to be as easy as you think. Or it could be as easy as you think. It depends on you and your personality.
Have all amenities inside, you know, the kitchen, bedroom, bathroom. So I will call it a house. And have a roof above your head. So it's a house. For me, there is a house on wheels, but hey, some people are just calling themselves homeless or hopeless, or they wanted to do that or just wanted to do it for the attention and social media. Please let me know in the comments what do you think, because I truly think that some of them do it for the, purposes to commercialize the van, or just doing their lives the best they can. As we can say and see the numbers, like there are millions of people watching some of the channels who are like living their best life, traveling the states or traveling, hit the road, and their home is next to them. Basically they just rest themselves in the same place they're driving, so the driving vehicle is like their place to live, so they're not basically homeless. But yeah, okay, what do you think in the comments? Please write. Some of them wants to be famous because they are homeless, and some of them wants to be not famous and just sharing with us the daily routine, how they arrange their car. Let's see about that.
I am homeless living here in my car because I can't afford $1,800 for rent, even though I work full-time.
The most common questions I receive about car camping: how do you sleep when it's 90 degrees in the summer? The simple answer is crack your windows, have window screens, sleep in your underwear, have a fan blowing on your face. Advanced answer would be to get an Anchor portable power station, so you can plug in and run one of these low wattage AC units and never be hot at night again.
Some of them are pretty cozy. They're kind of nice. You have a place to sleep, which is crucial for generation of our body and mind. But at the same time, it's kind of weird for some people because they want to have a corridors and walk around, have a huge spaces. Especially you Americans, you South America I'm talking about. You want to have a huge houses and huge bedrooms and huge, double king size beds and stuff like that. Not all of you, of course not, but basically, as we see as a European, it's a kind of huge, and we Europeans got in a living place is like one room is 9 square meters. So yeah, it's like a small, and probably the king size bed cannot enter, I don't know. But basically here in my room here in the studio, I can have like a small bed here, so it's not made from king size bed. If people are choosing to live like this, or they're forced, this is the second opinion of mine, because we clearly see from the video that rents for the apartments are rocketing. This crazy. I was also renting the apartment a few years ago, and I need to leave one place, which is great place in capital of my country, and I need to leave it because the landlord said, okay, I have a foreigner who will pay like more money. He was that in front of me. Yeah, he was like that honest to me. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I can arrange something, maybe $100 that. He said, no, 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 500 more to that I already paying for 6 months and so. I was like, wow, man, I don't have that kind of money. I mean, what? I would not even pay for that. But I didn't say that to him in face, but he said to me that I need to pay more money, a double the sum that I was paying for 6 months prior. And I was like, okay, let it be. Let the foreigner come inside and live instead of us people here living. I think it's kind of a hate spreading because here are like other people also coming to our country and want to live and want to experience the life here. It's fine, but it's making kind of a hate in a sense because you're just hating that people who are coming have more money and have better salaries so they can afford that same apartment. Nothing new furniture, no renovation, but like they can afford it, but I can't. Basically, at the end was just fine. But I was shocked. That was like 4 years ago, and now is even worse. I was seeing like from New York, I don't know, from Milan, from other places, from Paris. They're like skyrocketing the prices. Like day before, like was normal kind of prices for the 1 bedroom apartment, but you have a living room, so it's kind of 2 people or 3 people can live. They're like more than 1,500, which is like what? Because 1,500 was the top. For me, it was like, okay, you're living in Europe, and this price, if you share it with your roommate, is kind of okay. If you live it alone, it's too much because the salary is like top that money, so you will just work just to live in that place and have none left for the food. So basically you need to share it. And having roommates, some people love it, some people don't. I basically have roommates several times. There are old apartments, especially in the main city of my country, separated in different units so they can earn more money, obviously, because who will rent like a huge apartment with 3-4 bedrooms? Anyhow, maybe some family will do that, but like students and working people, no, especially lonely working people. I was that. And so yeah, I was have roommates, which is normally at that time. But then I realized I need to have like my boyfriend and me living together, and with my roommate there will be a plus extra. Also, she also wanted to have a family, so we split.
I'm 35 years old. I'm sleeping on a mattress on the floor at my friend's place because it's impossible to get a rental or it's way too expensive. And my only options are sleep in my car, sleep on the floor at my friend's house, or try and find a room in a share house if I can afford it, if there's any available. Knowing my luck, I'll end up with some fucking weirdos. How are those my only options? How are those the only options of many Australians right now?
They're worse and worse on the market. I cannot find the apartment which is accommodating our needs, basically to have everything that we wanted, and then we can extra pay, like for everything that we want to have in a month, like for example, new t-shirt, something new, or go to the vacation even. Like what you're talking about, right? So basically people are just choosing to live with their parents, which I have friends with. I'm friends with people who are like living with their parents, me included, and this is kind of fine because like having a credit right now in this economy with this percentages that the banks take it, it's a no-no for me.
Rent prices being over $1,800 a month. I'm homeless and I live here in my car. It's a compact car for extra support. Over here, I like to keep usually like for days. I absolutely love it. It has been a life changer. And it was what's over here. So this is kind of like what would be my closet. So like I was telling you, underneath the bookshelf, so I have a ton of books. I love to read. I have all of my clothing underneath here. So in these bags here, have in your closet that you don't always use. And
the landlord raised the rent to $360 a month. I couldn't afford to stay and I couldn't afford to leave. I was living in Smithtown. I was there for 9 years. I'm trying to find new ways to make money because that's the only way I can think of to get out of the situation.
For some people it's fine, but first of all, like to sell and to, you know, have your own home, it's not being with the bank together and have a contract with the bank, because the apartment or a house belongs to the bank until you pay it 20 or 30 years in future. Which is, for me, is like, what? I had a ex-fiance in Germany and we have a triple problem, because like it wasn't a problem, but like he split the payment for the huge house with her sister, father and mother. So when I enter in the whole arrangement of marriage, there will be like, I will be, you know, the fifth one paying that mortgage on the house, which is like enormous. We didn't need that much space, but anyways, like I didn't like it. But this wasn't the reason we split, but still was like at the beginning of the end. And I'm seeing like the governments basically don't support you. I don't know, I heard from somebody that in northern parts of Europe, they are like giving you some support when you want to get married and have housing, like from the country, from the government. They give you something. I'm not sure. Write in the comments if you watch me for the Netherlands or Sweden or Finland. Come on, guys, tell me truly in comments. Do you have some support from your government and they give you the apartment or house when you get married? Because here is not the case at all. I mean, you can get a credit and have a like kind of beneficial kind of percentage on the credit, but not really like rocket science, like wow, we will get rich, you know, kind of scheme. Not at all. So you need to work and live in the same country for 20 years. So for me, it was like to live and work in Germany for 20 years, and I was like, wow, no, I wanted to live in Vienna, in Austria, but yeah, and pay, you know, for the house, like pay, for example. Right now in this economy, it was like around $1,000. Okay, no, yeah, $1,000 per month. So for the house, and if we don't live in that house, we live in Vienna, we need to pay some money. So we'll need to have a lot of money, you know, to give to the day's houses and to you know, repair the house if needed. So it's a problem. So I understand these people who just choosing to live with parents, and to understand the choosing to live in their van and vehicles as a car. Basically, you can get very creative with your arrangement in your car and with the arrangement of your van. You can very creative. There are people who are very, for me, is like a piece of art. I mean, doing the van and traveling the world and being so free, especially as a female, doing this and seeing on the internet. I was trying to download some videos from TikTok, but they're not downloadable, so I don't want to mention them. But I find so beautiful vans. I will live in them for sure and travel, and kind of safety hazard that is, because you're a female and traveling alone. I guess this female have a boyfriend or husband. Having a dog is not that secured enough. I don't know about the weapon. Probably they're not shown because it's TikTok or YouTube anyways. But anyhow, living in a house maybe sometimes can be more dangerous. I'm just saying. What do you think, guys? Write in the comments below. Will you live, if you want to live, if you can, will you live it more in a house, apartment, your car, or another van? Either just on rent or just buy a huge one. You can buy a bus. I mean, you can buy a huge bus and redecorate it, or just buy a movable house and put it on the wheels and just transfer it. I think in Holland it was a long time ago was the thing, you know, to just like you can move the house basically. Construction is easily movable to another place, to another city, or then the village or something like that. So especially I heard in New York there are like old parts on Manhattan of Dutch houses transferred by boat, huge boats, transferred it in 19th century something. The entire house was transferred to New York City, and this has amazed me till this day. And these houses are standing very still, very look, they have a winery in the basement and stuff like that. It's a salary basically, and this is so amazing. So what do you think, and how would you choose to live? Can you choose, or can you not yet choose? I'm so interested. So open debate in the comments. If you like this video, share it. Thank you so much for watching, and we see you in the next one. And don't forget to subscribe if you like it. If you don't, I don't care. Mwah, move along. See you in the next one. See you in the next one.